Peace be with you. So I'm hiking here today in Missouri. This is my first actual winter hike. I'm just testing out my gear, uh, and it's a nice short 5.5 or 8.5 mile trail. So really easy, just some hills. It's a really nice trail in Missouri for like intro to hiking. So I decided to make a video, intro to hiking, because hiking is really an amazing workout for people who don't have the physical stamina to work out hard. So it's like if you are just trying to get into working out and you have some time, this is really a stress relief and an excellent workout for beginners. Not only that, you see amazing things. So this particular trail in the summer is like a jungle. It's really humid and sweltering, and lots of animal sounds and lots of foliage. But in the winter, it's kind of peaceful, and you can only hear the birds, but you can't hear them because I keep talking. But yeah, so as an intro to hiking, the gear, you have to try out your gear. I wouldn't just buy brand new shoes and then just go on a 20-mile hiking without ever trying them on, So since I've never really been hiking in the winter and I'm planning longer winter hikes, I need to know what my gear needs to be, because if I bring too much, it's too heavy, and I'm just like carrying unnecessary stuff. But if it's too little, man, it's painful and uncomfortable and potentially harmful. So that's why. So whenever I always try to like test out my gear first when I can, before you commit yourself to a several day journey. So it's about 13 to 16 degrees here, so that's pretty cold. I don't know how many Celsius that is, but that's pretty cold. So I have a hat on. I have two hats on. One of them is that ninja suit where you can face shield. Really helps intermittently. It is very uncomfortable to carry on constantly, but whenever you're uncomfortable, you put it on for a few minutes and it really makes your face warm again, so that's pretty easy. I also have a thicker one of these in my bag, so it's light and easy to carry. For my jacket, it's just like one of those thin jackets. I was thinking about bringing a thicker jacket, but these are very, very warm. Underneath I have a hoodie, then a long sleeve shirt, then a short sleeve shirt. So that's like my upper, and then my pants are just like waterproof pants. And then underneath I have like a thick basketball like short, length to the knee, and it's pretty thick, like those what do you call them, sweatpants that you would cut in half, the thick ones. I didn't want to wear actual sweatpants underneath, even though it's cold enough to where you may want to, but you would get too hot because it would just get really hot. And then my boots, I have Bates boots. They're really good boots. They're light, and they're really amazing. And for I have small basketball socks, and then I have winter hiking socks, and these boots can accommodate them. So I hiked these boots in the summer and they were fine, and now they can accommodate way extra socks, and socks are so important. So if you're hiking in the winter, then this being a beginner video intro to hiking, you definitely need to think about your socks. I always carry an extra pair of socks. Lieutenant Dan. But yeah, it's pretty nice out here. And then when I'm hiking, so this I've been here before. It's a short trail, well marked. You can see the marking, the orange. You just follow the orange. I mean, they even have like a viewing seats here for the river. So you can just sit here, chill, eat something, whatever. But honestly, the longest hike here is 8 miles, so you really don't need this. But when I go places where I've never been before, you know what I mean? When I'm doing a multi-day trip, you need to consider maps. So forests, especially mountains, it's usually just 1 or 2 paths, and you're not going to get lost generally. So maps are way more important for forests, because you can have like see, there's a trail that goes there. So is that Lewis Trail or Clark Trail? You know, so I started on Orange Trail, so that's where I'm going. So I mean, but there is an app called AllTrails, and I'm gonna make a screen grab of that, and I'm gonna attach it to the end of this video, where you can follow and make sure you're not off trail. But you know, especially now if your gear is not good enough, which mine is. So far, I've been doing it for about an hour, and I feel super comfortable. And it's 13 to 16 degrees. But yeah, if you get lost and you're uncomfortable and stuff, you're really verifying where you are is everything in hiking. That's why you need to be able to read topographic maps, because you can at least try to orient yourself on the, you know, on the hills and the rivers, you know, approximately where you're at. Because if you don't know where you're at, you don't know where you're going. And it's really hard to orient yourself in a forest or a desert, because like you can lose trail easily. You can, you know, miss the cairns or whatever, and just be way off. And I almost I didn't almost die, but I got lost in the Valley of Fire, which is a national park close to Vegas. And I didn't have any signal. I didn't have the AllTrails maps downloaded, because you can download these maps, and the GPS generally works very well even if you don't have phone signal. So I really like it. But I didn't have that, so, and then I got lost because I didn't plan on going there. I just kind of stopped while driving and went there. But thankfully I had this hiking watch. It's a expensive watch, but well worth the investment, you know. This is a Garmin 6, which is super expensive. I mean, it's almost $1,000. So, you know, but if you are going somewhere, it is, you know, if you're going to do multi-day trips and you can afford it, it is what it is. It's like, you know, one of those things is cheaper than an iPad and way more useful, you know. So that's why I bought it, and it I think saved my life, because I didn't. That was the only map I had, so I was able to look for a road somewhere, but I didn't really understand how to read the topographic features on this screen, because it's difficult, you know. So I ended up having a canyon in front of me, and I had to climb out of the canyon and hitchhike my way back to my car. So you can really get lost in you know, in a desert. And if I didn't have that watch, man, you can't orient yourself at all. So it's foolish to kind of fly into it, because it can really hurt you. Here, not so much. It's a 5-mile trail. You know, I'm doing the 5-mile version because I didn't know how cold and uncomfortable I'm going to be. But I'm pretty comfortable, so with the gear I have. So when I hike in the desert type of terrain, or rocky terrain, I like to have something with more grip than these boots. And I don't need the boots because there's no shrub, there's no ticks, there's no anything. So like shoes with grips. And like for this, I forgot to bring them, but there are those little wire, I forgot what they're called, but these little wire things you put on your boots that increase traction. But yeah, so that's my intro to hiking. The AllTrails maps have plenty of hiking trails, so easy to find them, and it's really good workout for people who have been sedentary for a very long time, especially like truck drivers and stuff, people who have mentally exhausting jobs, and their hour requirements prevent them from having the ability to exert constant physical effort. So it's not like you're going to come home and go for a run after you've been driving for 7 days. Some people can do it, I guess, but most won't. But you know, just getting out here and seeing something other than the road is rewarding, and you should do it. And so that's it. Intro to hiking.